In the exploration of the concept of the Lord, the essence of cosmic intelligence is brought to light, revealing its omnipresence and inherent connection to all existence. The Lord, often perceived as a distant entity, is actually not far from us. Rather, the Lord is the very intelligence that resides within every living being. This divine intelligence is both immanent and transcendent, encompassing the universe while remaining beyond its limitations. The Lord is identified as the universe's underlying fabric, yet the universe is not synonymous with the Lord. It is through the lens of pure intelligence that this distinction is recognized. Even a child intuitively comprehends the Lord as intelligence, requiring no elaborate explanations to understand this fundamental truth. The sentient nature of both the universe and the soul is explored, highlighting the role of the sentient self in creating the knowable world and experiencing both joy and sorrow. The cessation of the knowable leads to a shift in attention toward the unknowable, which is pure intelligence. This transition results in a state of fulfillment and liberation from suffering. The inquiry deepens into the realm of understanding where the Lord dwells and how one can connect with the divine intelligence. It is unveiled that the Lord's dwelling place is not a distant realm. Instead, the Lord resides within the very body as intelligence. The universe itself emerges within the divine intelligence, and this universal presence exists within and beyond creation. The Lord's nature is described as both immanent and transcendent, existing as the cosmic intelligence that transcends the subject-object relationship. The Lord is lightened to a void where the universe appears to exist, and even cosmic consciousness finds stillness in the Lord's presence. The path to realizing the Lord and recognizing the universe's unreality is illuminated. To comprehend the Lord's reality, one must firmly establish the understanding of the universe's illusory nature, much like realizing the sky's blueness is not real. The profound insight emerges that dualism implies unity, while non-dualism implies dualism. The ultimate realization occurs when the creation is understood to be utterly non-existent, leading to the full realization of the Lord's nature. In conclusion, the presence of the Lord as divine intelligence is accessible to all beings, not as a remote entity, but as the very essence within and beyond everything. Recognizing this truth and realizing the unreality of the apparent world is the key to connecting with the Lord's presence and attaining liberation from the cycle of suffering. The concept of non-dual reality delves into the intricate interplay between the universe and pure intelligence, unraveling the profound understanding that underlies the apparent duality of existence. It challenges conventional perceptions of separateness and sheds light on the underlying unity that connects all aspects of creation. At its core, non-dual reality signifies that there is no inherent separation between the universe and pure intelligence. While the universe presents itself as diverse and multifaceted, it is inextricably linked to the essence of pure intelligence. This relationship goes beyond mere appearance, encompassing a deeper connection that transcends the boundaries of individual perception. The non-dual nature of reality is exemplified by various analogies. Just as the image within a block of gold is always gold, the universe's existence within pure intelligence signifies an inherent unity. Similarly, just as waves are inseparable from the ocean, the universe is an integral aspect of the infinite consciousness. These analogies illustrate that the universe does not emerge from pure intelligence or dissolve back into it. Rather, it is a manifestation within the realm of non-dual reality. One's perception of duality arises due to the conditioning of the mind and limited understanding. When the notion of self is eliminated and the fuel of conceptual ideas is withdrawn from the mind, the underlying non-dual reality becomes evident. This realization leads to the understanding that the universe is a reflection of the infinite, and the apparent separation is a result of erroneous perception. Non-dual reality also encompasses the understanding that the universe is an appearance based on the reality of pure intelligence. The universe's existence is not independent of pure intelligence, much like the image in a mirror is not separate from the mirror itself. This insight challenges the assumption that the universe is independently real, shifting the focus towards recognizing the unity that underlies its existence. The concept of non-dual reality also addresses the illusory nature of creation. The analogy of a dream is used to highlight that just as dream objects arise within the dreamer's consciousness, the universe is a manifestation within the infinite consciousness. This emphasizes that creation is not a separate entity, but an appearance within the underlying non-dual reality. In conclusion, the exploration of non-dual reality unveils the profound relationship between the universe and pure intelligence. It dispels the illusion of separateness, revealing the intrinsic unity that pervades all aspects of existence. By realizing the non-dual nature of reality, one transcends the limitations of duality and gains insights into the deeper truth that connects all of creation. The realization of the Lord and the attainment of liberation are intricately tied to the awareness of the unreality inherent in the perceived reality. This profound understanding challenges conventional notions of existence, inviting individuals to transcend the limitations of the material world and embrace the deeper truths that lead to ultimate liberation. Central to the realization of the Lord is the understanding that the Lord, often referred to as the divine intelligence or cosmic consciousness, is not distant or elusive. Instead, the Lord resides within the very fabric of existence, manifesting as the intelligence dwelling within every being. This realization negates the idea of a separate deity and emphasizes the immanent nature of the divine. The Lord is identified as the universe itself, yet distinct from it. The universe, while not being the Lord, exists within the Lord. The Lord's essence is pure intelligence, and this knowledge is not restricted to sages or scholars, but is accessible to even a young child who perceives the Lord as intelligence itself. This understanding eliminates the need for complex teachings, as the recognition of the Lord's presence lies within every individual's innate awareness. The journey towards realization involves transcending the dualistic perspective that perceives the universe as real and separate from the Lord. By realizing that the universe's existence is a manifestation within the Lord's consciousness, one begins to understand the inherent unreality of the world. This realization is not a mental exercise, but a direct experience that goes beyond mere conceptual understanding. The unreality of the universe is likened to the blueness of the sky, which is illusory and does not have an independent existence. Similarly, the world's existence is a result of ignorance and persistent wrong thinking. It is a creation that has no true cause, and therefore no real beginning. The world's appearance and disappearance are mere perceptions, as it is inextricably linked to the Absolute, which alone exists eternally. Attaining liberation requires a shift in perception from the reality of the world to the reality of the Lord. This shift is facilitated by engaging with Holy Scripture and seeking the company of wise individuals. Such pursuits dispel ignorance and delusion, allowing one to see beyond the illusory nature of the world and recognize the unchanging reality that underlies all phenomena. The realization of the Lord leads to the emergence of a liberated individual, referred to as a Jivanmukta. Such an individual experiences the world as empty, remaining unaffected by pleasure and pain. This liberated state is not attained through religious practices or rituals, but through the direct understanding of the Lord's presence within oneself and all of creation. In conclusion, the realization of the Lord and the attainment of liberation hinge on recognizing the unreality inherent in the perceived reality. By understanding the immanent nature of the divine intelligence, one transcends the limitations of duality and material existence. This realization propels individuals towards a state of liberation, where the illusory nature of the world is unveiled and the unchanging reality of the Lord is fully embraced. Liberation, the ultimate goal of spiritual pursuit, unveils distinct states of being known as Jivanmukta and Vaidhamukta. These two states represent the pinnacle of self-realization and freedom from the cycle of birth and death, offering profound insights into the nature of existence and the potential of human consciousness. Jivanmukta, often referred to as one liberated while living, embodies a state of profound awakening and transcendence. This state is characterized by the complete dissolution of the ego and the recognition of the illusory nature of the world. A Jivanmukta lives a seemingly ordinary life while perceiving the universe as an emptiness devoid of true substance. Pleasure and pain no longer hold power over them, as they rest in the unshakable calmness akin to deep sleep, even in their waking state. Within the Jivanmukta, the mind is devoid of latent tendencies, and attachments to the material world are severed. While they may appear subject to emotions, likes, dislikes, and fear, these expressions do not bind them. Their wisdom remains unclouded by delusions, and they abide in a state of detachment, whether engaged in action or absorbed in stillness. Such an individual is an embodiment of freedom, unburdened by the constraints of ego and desire. Vaidhamukta, on the other hand, represents a state of liberation beyond the physical body. This state is reached when the physical form is eventually shed, allowing the liberated soul to transcend the limitations of corporeal existence. The Vaidhamukta experiences the entirety of creation as an extension of themselves, recognizing their oneness with the cosmos. They are the sun that shines, the protector, the destroyer, and the creator, all rolled into one. In this state, they are not bound by the constraints of time or space, as they exist beyond the limitations of the material realm. The characteristics of these liberated states underscore the fundamental truth that the universe and the Absolute are intricately interwoven. Both states emphasize the unreality of the material world and the underlying reality of the Absolute. Dualism is transcended as unity is recognized, and non-duality becomes the prevailing perspective. This perspective does not negate the world's appearance, but acknowledges its inseparability from the Absolute, much like waves are inseparable from the ocean. The realization of these states requires a deep inner journey, involving the dispelling of wrong notions and the cultivation of wisdom. The pursuit of truth is illuminated by the study of sacred scriptures and the association with enlightened individuals. These teachings enable aspirants to pierce through the veil of ignorance and perceive the boundless truth that exists beyond the ephemeral appearances of the world. In summary, the characteristics of liberation manifest through the states of Jivanmukta and Vaidhamukta. The former represents liberation while living, marked by the dissolution of ego and a recognition of the world's unreality. The latter signifies liberation beyond the body, where the soul transcends physical constraints and experiences the universe as an extension of itself. Both states underscore the unity of the universe and the Absolute, offering a profound understanding of existence's deepest truths. The concept of the eternal Absolute delves into the profound interconnectedness between the manifested world and the unchanging reality of Brahman. This understanding challenges conventional notions of creation, and reveals a deeper perspective that transcends duality, inviting seekers to explore the intricate relationship between the tangible universe and the formless essence. The eternal absolute is grounded in the recognition that the manifested world, in all its diversity, is not separate from Brahman, the ultimate reality that encompasses and transcends everything. Just as gold is the intrinsic nature of a golden ornament, and waves are inseparable from the ocean, the world is inseparable from Brahman. This perspective shatters the illusion of independent existence and highlights the inherent unity of all that exists. In this understanding, the world is not created out of Brahman, nor does it merge into Brahman. The world is an appearance that arises within the infinite expanse of Brahman. It is like the reflection appearing on the surface of water, a temporary manifestation that does not change the nature of the water itself. Similarly, the world appears within Brahman, but its appearance does not alter the unchanging reality of Brahman. The analogy of a dream further elucidates this concept. Just as the dream objects within a dream are not independent of the dreamer's consciousness, the world is not separate from Brahman. The dream objects are experienced within the dreamer's mind, and the world is experienced within the all-encompassing consciousness of Brahman. The appearance of the world within Brahman does not change the eternal nature of Brahman. The eternal absolute also highlights the illusory nature of the world. The world appears to exist due to ignorance and wrong thinking, but upon closer examination, its reality is found to be as insubstantial as the blueness in the sky. The analogy of a mirage is often used to emphasize this point. Just as water in a mirage does not have an independent existence, but is a mere appearance, the world's apparent reality dissolves upon realizing the absolute truth. The ultimate realization of the eternal absolute leads to the revelation that liberation is not a process of the world coming into existence or ceasing to exist. Liberation is the recognition that the world has never truly come into existence apart from Brahman. It is an understanding that the world is an appearance within the boundless reality of Brahman. This profound insight liberates the seeker from the cycle of birth and death, as the illusory nature of the world is unveiled. The pursuit of wisdom, association with enlightened beings, and introspective contemplation aid in piercing through the veil of ignorance and attaining an experiential understanding of the eternal absolute. In summary, the eternal absolute reveals the inseparable connection between the world and Brahman. The world is an appearance within the all-encompassing reality of Brahman, much like dream objects within a dreamer's consciousness. Recognizing the illusory nature of the world leads to liberation, as one realizes that the world has never truly existed apart from the unchanging truth of Brahman.